2 months have passed since Ethan Hunt got his hands on both halves of the cruciform key, but he has yet to find out what it unlocks. During this time, however, the powerful AI known as the Entity has taken over multiple nuclear powers. Now, the rogue IMF agents must work fast, diligently, and quietly, because not only is the Entity dangerous, but those after its powers are too. This is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is the 8th film in the Mission Impossible franchise, and is the direct follow-up to 2023's Dead Reckoning. I swear, I will never forgive them for shipping that movie with the Part 1 on its title, and not changing it until it hits streaming, because that means I have a steelbook that still says Part 1 on it. It's the little things that annoy me, and man, does it annoy me. My astounding pettiness aside, this was one of my most anticipated films of this year. The Mission Impossible franchise just ups the ante with every installment, and Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is no different. This film is so freaking awesome. Tom Cruise and co have managed to up the ante in a way that I can only describe as peak cinema. This is a film that will have your heart pounding for almost the entirety of its 3-hour runtime. Perhaps it's a little exposition heavy early on in the film, but trust me when I say it's more than worth it. Tom Cruise once again proves he is the man, the king of movies, if you will. I truly do not believe there is another actor more dedicated to his craft than Tom Cruise. You watch what he does in these films and you are at awe at every turn. And Ethan Hunt himself is a fantastic character, one of the best action heroes ever, I'm willing to say. And I love James Bond and John Wick too, so take that for what you will. And of course you have the rest of the IMF team. Simon Pegg and Ving Rhames have become staples and are fantastic supporting characters. And carrying over from Dead Reckoning, you have Hayley Atwell and Pom Klementieff, the latter of which needs her own action franchise. She's awesome. Now, when I say Tom Cruise is dedicated to his craft, I mean that in every sense of the word. Because the stunts in this movie are some of the best and most heart-pounding ones of the franchise. Remember the underwater scene in Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation? This film takes that idea and cranks it up to 11, with what I can only describe as one of the best underwater scenes I've ever seen in a movie. It is brilliantly paced and will have you on the edge of your seat. I want to say it's at most maybe 10 minutes. I've never been good at judging time in a movie. It is almost like its own little short silent film. It is brilliant. I could almost guarantee James Cameron watched this scene with a look of pure jealousy on his face. Jealousy because nothing he would do underwater is as cool as this. For the record, that isn't me saying James Cameron's movies are bad. Far from it, actually. I just think this was cooler. I gotta say, the past 2 Mission Impossible movies are really giving No Time to Die a run for its money with how relevant they are to the real world. For those that don't remember, No Time to Die had a virus subplot, and yeah, coming out of 2020, that one was a bit hard to watch, but I still like that movie. Yes, I understand AI is not a new thing to movies. Mission Impossible didn't invent it, but the way they handle it and the way they depict it, it's really eerie given the current climate of AI in the real world. And man, did it make me sweat anxiously thinking something like this could happen. Knowing our luck, we'll blow each other first. Blow up. However, this film being primarily about Tom Cruise versus AI really put a smile on my face. I'm just glad they picked a good and menacing name for the AI. The Entity. That's really terrifying, actually. Imagine if Ethan Hunt and co had to go around the movie calling it Grok. Grok, is this real? But here's the thing. This is something that might break the movie for some, but early on, the film is a bit exposition heavy and a touch on the slower side. If you can't tell, that doesn't affect me one bit. I think this movie is rad from beginning to end. But not everyone will be as forgiving as me. The film is very exposition heavy early on. It takes a little bit to get into the meat of the movie. It's almost like the film knows Dead Reckoning came out on the eve of Barbenheimer, leading to it not performing as well, and thought this one needed an extensive recap. Personally, I'm more than okay with the film having a bit of a slower start. I think that kind of adds to the film, if you ask me. It really didn't bother me in the slightest. I really like these characters, and I would watch them do basically anything. There is a touch of nostalgia bait in this movie. Nothing too crazy, but enough to make you go, oh hey, that's clever. However, to my sadness, Jeremy Renner is still MIA. I would have loved to have seen a small cameo from him, and really, I'd love to see him in anything. After his snowplow incident, the dude's a real-life hero. But that all aside, Dead Reckoning and Final Reckoning are now among some of my favorite two-parter movies, aside from the obvious. They are just two films that complement each other extraordinarily well, and make for an excellent 6-hour viewing experience. Tom Cruise and co. go out with a bang and put the Mission Impossible franchise up there with one of the greats. Mission Impossible Final Reckoning is so good, and I highly recommend you watch it. Of course, I had to buy the Mission Impossible bucket for this film. This is one of the most extra popcorn buckets I think I've ever seen, for no reason other than the fact that it comes with the cruciform key. You actually have to put the key into the lock to open it up. And also it lights up. I forgot to turn it on for the video, but hey, it lights up too. Ain't that neat? And you can put whatever you want in it. Like I could put my phone in it. See? And then you just take it out. See? And now my phone's locked up. It's so extra, but I'm a fan. I hope you all enjoyed this review. And if you did, your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to leave a like on this video. And if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified when my next review drops. This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Not again. Until next time, I'm Quint Dunaway, hoping you will keep it cinematic. Oh, nothing.